Hey guys, thanks for coming in tonight. Happy Thursday. Thanks replay viewers for watching, and thank you YouTube viewers. If you'd like to watch live, just download the Periscope app to your phone and join me on Periscope. My username is penguinandfish. I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central, and you can join in the chat that way. Alright guys, we are continuing on the needle turn applique. I'm going to flip you around and we'll get started for the night. There we go. Hey guys! Hope y'all are doing well. We are continuing on this guy tonight. We're taking our time. We're doing a needle turn applique, which is a slow process, but it's so relaxing, and I'm really happy that we're doing it again. It's so fun. So last night we left off. We did this half of the stem and leaf, and we're going to do the other half, and hopefully get a whole nother one of those done. So that's the plan tonight, guys, and then new block tomorrow, so this will be pushed aside. If you're new here, we're working on the Splendid Sampler quilt-along. It's a year-long quilt-along, and there's mystery blocks that come out every Thursday and Sunday, so tomorrow's new block day. You can find out more info at the Splendid Sampler. And if you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. And like I said, we are working on the Splendid Sampler quilt along. This is block 55. I'm gonna flip you around and we'll get going tonight. Let me know what's up with you guys. Alright, wanted to get going on this right away, so I'm gonna just dig right in. We left off, let's see, let me tilt you guys a little bit. We left off on this guy here, and this was our first time doing all these inside points. So you can see, you know, we did an okay job. I think we'll get better as we go. There was a tip last night, and we'll try that out when we get to the corner here, this inside point. It was to wrap our thread around that point before trying to go through both the background fabric and the foreground fabric, so I think we're going to try that. That seems to make sense. Been busy more than usual lately. Well, busy is good, usually. I hope everything's okay. Alright, so I'm going to just, we ended up right here, and I'm not going to tuck under all this stuff here, just because we're going to put a flower on top of it. So I'm just going to, you know what, I'm going to start by tucking this edge under, and then just jump over there and start. But before we do that, I'm going to have to snip into that point. There we go. I'm getting close to the inside point, about, you know, 2 threads worth away or so. Alright, let's tuck this guy under. Oh, it's needle turn. I'm supposed to use the needle. There we go. There. I think I got it now. Alright, so I'm going to come up right on that side. Yeah, see, so here's the flower. We can see the flower revealed here again. So the flower's going to cover up this little end here. So I'm going to wrap that around twice. That's good. Good to hear. I did a little bit more of the cleaning of the basement tonight, so I almost have the side that I'm eventually going to go do my periscopes and stuff down there. And I have that side clear, except for it's clear so we can scrub the walls. We have to scrub all the paint off the walls because it's just on cinder block, and it's doing this weird seepy through thing. Not water, but just mineral deposits kind of thing. So I think they put the wrong paint on it when they refurbished the house. So we have to scrape all the paint off, the bad paint that they just painted on without thinking, and go get good paint. And that's going to be just like a huge bear. And especially since that side was all full of you know, bins of fabric and kind of a bunch of my stuff. And so I had to find a new place for it on the other side. Old painted area. Oh, you got that too? Yeah, so we'd like to make that a usable space that we can go down there and hang out, but right now it's just kind of difficult with those walls like they are. All right, you know what? I'm going to snip a little bit further in there. All right, there we go. And so now the suggestion was to, all right, I'm doing that swoop first of all. Swoop to get all that under. The suggestion was to put a couple stitches right into the top part before going through both of them. So let's give that a try. I think we really need to get this swoop going though to really tuck in those edges. Let's see if that works. All right. So I don't know how well this is going to work. Let me get this guy down underneath here again. Try doing that swoop again. And so now I'm just going around and coming back out the same hole, but this time I'm only going through the top fabric. So let's give that a go. So I'm thinking that that'll kind of hold that part in a little bit. Ooh, swooped it a little much right there. All right, I think this is actually going to look a little funny, but I think it's just because of where I placed it. So I'm going to go around here again. Now I'm going through the fabric, and I'm going to come back out again. All right, so there we go. That is our inside point here. You know what? This looks like it could have gone in a little bit more here. I wonder if I should have put another stitch going down here. But I think we're going to just, at this point, just kind of leave it. So we're going to get better at this as we go along. So I'm going to just keep going. We'll take a look at it once I get around this leaf a little bit. Still following that line that I drew on here. I know, they're so small, they're, oop, there we go. They're a little ornery, these tiny little pieces. And you know, I like having this knot on the thread here by the needle so it doesn't keep sliding off, but I think it's making everything twist kind of funny. So, like my thread, so it's getting kind of tangled. I think I might try the next thread without tying that knot, and we'll see if it does the same thing. And if it does do the same thing, then I'll just do the knot some more. All right, let's get that curve started. So I started putting the old videos up again. I'm going to do kind of what we talked about last night. I'm going to do one a night until they're all up, which will be a little bit of time yet. But I did get the first video up for the Splendid Sampler. So it was the sewing part of block number 1 last night. So that was kind of weird looking at that again. That was from a bajillion years ago. So tonight I will put up the second video for the Splendid Sampler. It's still block number 1, but it's I think when we start the needle turn applique. So we can check out this needle turn compared to that needle turn, because that was the last time I did needle turn applique was block number 1. All right, I want to pull this over a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to get this right through the point. There we go. Okay. So here we can take a look at this point. I'm not sure I did a very good job there. I think I just needed a couple other stitches, like because my last stitch was here, and then I went to do the corner. I think I should have done another one here just to really, get into that point a little bit. So I think next time I'm going to err on the side of put more stitches as I approach the point, and then do my point, and then do some stitches there just to hold it in, and then I can do my wider apart stitches. So that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. I think since I'm at the point here, I'm gonna go in and close together. I'm gonna clip this inner corner right away because I'll get there pretty soon. And I have a feeling that the more like acute, I guess, the inner angle here, the more difficult, because the thinner our seam allowance is than in theory at these points here. At these points where it's a little bit bigger than 90 degrees, that's, I don't think, as difficult, because look, we still have a pretty big seam allowance on both sides of that cut. So we'll see as we go down that side again. All right, so let's flip this guy under. Let's see how we do that. This is one of those point things again, and I forgot to look up how to do those right again. I think we just tuck it under, right? That would be my guess. Just keep tucking it under. All right, I think that does the job. All right, I'm gonna just put a couple stitches, or one more stitch really, in this point, just to get it as pointy as I can. And to kind of lock it in place there. All right, and then I'm gonna just go down this other side. Get one stitch in there before I get these other things going. I'm having a hard time doing that little swoop motion. Like, I should just be able to go like, zoop, and it all goes underneath. Well, I suppose there it did it. I have a feeling that that's a whole lot easier on the straightaways than these tiny curvy pieces. All right. But I guess just keep tucking it under till it's where you want it to be. That looks okay. Yeah, I keep having to stab it instead of swooping. I might have to watch some videos of some people doing this just to see, just to kind of get their motion, see what their motion is. See if they do kind of like a little swoop, or if they're stabbing it and stuff too, or just kind of see if there's a way that seems good to go. I suppose I should have done that before a few days ago, since we're not going to be working on this block anymore after today for a little while. Okay, so we're just gonna get to this corner. Let me put a couple more stitches in here. It's on the curve. Would cutting more on the bias make any difference? That's what someone had mentioned, that cutting on the bias would work. I mean, in theory, I am a little bit on the bias just because it's curvy here. Like, this is the bias here, I think. Yeah, so I am kind of on the bias, so it's just kind of hard to know for sure. I think for me, I think I just haven't, I haven't done this a lot, and the pieces are so small. Like, I probably wouldn't recommend this for someone's first needle turn applique ever. I think definitely block number 1 would be better, because there's there's curves still on the heart, and there's a point at the bottom of the heart for the black number 1 is a heart. So you still get to practice curves and do a point, but it's big, like it's a nice long arching curve and then a straightaway. This is just like real tight and tiny. So but here you can see that it's not fraying on the edges like it was. So I'm gonna try doing that thing where I go through only the top fabric first again. Oops, I was supposed to, I just jumped over there. I was supposed to go through the fabric. You know what, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna have a wonky stitch there. I'll have to go back around, but oh well. Like I have like a stitch here now because I just jumped through from the top fabric to the top fabric instead of going through the back fabric. So for like from here to here, I was supposed to go underneath before coming back up, and I didn't do that. So you know what? I think I better go back. I ended up putting it in an embroidery hoop. Oh, well that's interesting. The embroidery hoop helped you do it. I don't think I have an embroidery hoop that's going to work for that since I cut my fabric already, but I will have I could do that for when I do the inner circle. Give that a try. All right, now I'm going to just jump over here. So if that helped make it more taut, maybe I just have to hold it a little bit like I'm, or if the embroidery hoop helped with the swooping action, maybe I just kind of have to try and hold the fabric as if it's in the hoop a little bit. So I think I can do that a little bit with my left hand. We'll see. We'll see in the next one. Like I think I can maybe hold it maybe like this. Oh, see, this might help. So I just changed my hand position. Although I'm not how comfortable that's going to stay, but this way I can kind of make it taut as I go. But I kind of need my thumb though, so that's not going to work. I need my thumb to hold it a little bit. We'll play around with some different hand positions and stuff and see how it goes. But this guy is done. Let me. Oh, I don't need the basting stitches anymore. Let me just tie it down and we'll take a look at it and then start the next one. But I think it's gonna look pretty cute. Definitely room for improvement for sure, but you know, just where we learn just from how it goes. I'm sorry, I missed that. Did I mention something? I didn't see the last part of that. All right, I'm gonna tie this off. I just wove it in a little bit into the back, and then no, I'm just putting a little knot there. Okay, done. I'm gonna snip this off the needle too. I have that little knot tied here, and we'll start with some fresh thread. So let's take a look at it. So here's it from far away. It's kind of cute. I mean, overall, it's going to be cute. It's definitely hand done and, you know, needs work on those corners. But you know what? That's what the Splendid Sampler is for. That's why I'm doing it like this, so I can work on those corners. So we got 3 more of those. I think I really like the colors still. I think this is going to be really cute. And then, you know, some of these little stars. So here we go. The little star will go up in there. Aw, that'll be sweet. And then this guy will go here still. I think it's gonna be awfully cute. She mentioned she came in late and missed a bit about the corners. Oh, well, we'll be doing some more corners right now, so we can watch that. But here we go. Here's a close-up. Let me just focus it for you guys. So, you know, here's the first side that I did. Here's the second side. These inside corners need some work still, but, you know, we'll try and get it down in these next few. I think I'm getting the hang of these wider corners, so that'll be fun. I think the next one will be better. So let's get basted and start stitching that one. So I'm gonna just grab another one of these. First, I'm using the pencil marks that I have on here, the white marks, which you can barely see, but I can see them just enough to kind of place my piece here. And at this point, I could probably kind of estimate that it goes in between these two guys, but I got them drawn on there, so let's use that. I think I gotta scooch it a little. There we go. Okay. Grab some thread. Missed live feeds. Oh, caught on YouTube. Oh, been in LA for 2 months. LA like Los Angeles or LA like Louisiana. All right. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna just baste these on again, just like how we did last time, just by putting a few stitches in the leaves there, just because everywhere else is too. There's just not enough space anywhere else for basting, because all the pieces are too thin. So I'm just kind of doing like a little back stitch in there, really. Okay, let's snip that, and I will do the other side as well. I think we're still placed okay. Placed good enough. All right. Another little back stitch to baste it here. Visiting grown kids. Oh, that's nice. Nice to go visit. My husband's mom is gonna come visit soon. I think I talked about that a little yesterday. We have a cousin. One of John's cousins is getting married, so she's flying in from Cali. We haven't seen her in a while. It's hard when they all live on the other side of the country. Hard to see people then as often, which is a bummer. All right, that's basted. Okay, so this one I'm going to try not tying a knot in the top there, just because I want to see if it maybe doesn't get so twisted, the thread. It was getting really twisted, I thought, in the last one. All right. Let's give it a try. And this way I can control how long my thread is too. So I'm going to start at the bottom there again. And you know what? Let's cut that first inside corner. Getting right to that point, just about. And again, I'm not going to bother. Look how curvy this got. That was not right, but that's okay. Most of it's going to be covered up, so we're not going to notice, but I definitely have this weird arc going there. So I'll have to watch that for this time and kind of try and keep it straighter. But I'm not going to do that little curved edge on either of these, just because those are going to be covered. So I'm going to do the same thing here. You're flying through these blocks. Thanks. Well, you know, people have this needle turn and they're done with it already. But I'm only working on it these evenings here with you guys. So I can only get done what I get done here. All right, so I'm tucking that under. And just to get started, I'm going to wrap it around a few times here. I think I still have 12 unfinished blocks, or this might be the 12th. Or maybe the last one was the 12th. I'll have to count them again. I put all the unfinished blocks in my new binder. I had to start a new binder for blocks 50 through 100, just because my other binder was full. So I had to put all of or all the new ones are in a new binder, but I also put all my unfinished blocks in the new binder just so I can get to them easily. And I think that's what was making the old binder so full, was all my unfinished ones, because I have a bunch of the supplies and stuff right in my binder. So it's making it kind of bulky. But one of these days, I don't know when, but one of these days we'll have to do a marathon again of trying to get some done, like doing some Saturday or something during the day and periscoping it just to get caught up a little bit. But for sure I won't be able to get all of them caught up in a day. It's going to be a several day endeavor getting all those done. All right, let's just try this. I'm going to just hold it like this and see if we can swoop underneath here. I can't really hold it like that. Good YouTuber needle turn, Becky Goldsmith, piece of cake. Okay, I'll try looking that up. Except for, doesn't really matter because we won't be working on this tomorrow, so I'll look it up at some point though. I'll look it up tonight. I'll just have to bookmark it so I can look it up again when I try it again, because I'm sure I'll need a refresher. All right, I'm just gonna get a stitch close here, and then we'll do this corner. All right, I'm gonna just go all the way down and come up. All right, so I'm coming up right at that corner point. I did make a stitch a little closer this time. Oh, that's nice. I mean, yeah, I'm hoping to do some more kind of quick, refined videos. Not for the Splendid Sampler. The Splendid Sampler will all be this, but like just to show different techniques. And those will be a little bit more fast-forwardy, because those are kind of nice sometimes too, when you just need to figure it out. But yeah, working through something like this. I was thinking actually that I might do this style where I just make it all real time. I was thinking of doing this, live with you guys for my alphabet animal embroideries, like stitch each of the whole alphabet. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my embroideries, but I have like this whole alphabet of animals, and I was thinking of stitching through all those and making the quilt that I want to have go with it and stuff too. Oh, that might be fun. That will be well after the Splendid Sampler though, probably. But yeah, I have a quilt that I designed to go with it, and I haven't made it up yet, so I thought maybe it could be a whole deal, and we could record it. I think that might be fun. But one giant project at a time. Oh, you're familiar with them. That's cool. Yeah, I just thought I call them like 2 movie projects, so I'd probably get them, meaning 2 movie project, meaning it would probably take 2 movies worth of time to stitch through one. So that's probably about 3 sessions worth, or 2.5 sessions worth. Life and Other Projects, also not finished yet. Okay, well, cool. So I'm glad you guys think that would be a good idea. So, all right, I will figure out how to get that on the docket, and maybe that will be our first kind of big project after the Splendid Sampler is done. That would be kind of cool. Oh, did you hear that buzzing? Dryer's done. I'm doing laundry. I did laundry while I cleaned the basement. I figured that I can keep an eye on it if I'm in the basement anyway. Oh, see, bummer. Oh, wait, what happened there? Oh, I forgot that I am not attaching this time, and my thread fell off. I'm like, where's my thread? There we go. Okay. We're still good. Oh, have you guys seen those videos? They're I think newish videos, but I've been seeing them on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Facebook lately, and they're so funny. They're called "I'm Mom So Hard." Have you guys heard of this yet? I think it's relatively new. I was looking on their YouTube, and I think the earliest video is just from 2 months ago, so I think it's pretty new. But it is so funny. So you should Google "I'm Mom So Hard." And actually, the first one I saw was the Spanx one, and I like laughed out loud the entire time. And then I had to watch as many other of their videos as I could. But you should look them up. That's kind of. I showed John them for the first time today, and he thought they were really funny too. So that's why it's on my brain today. But yeah, so you should Google "I'm Mom So Hard Spanx" and watch that one. Watch the video that comes up. It's so funny. We had to look them up. It's like two moms just talking to each other and just about a topic, and it's just super duper funny. Just about being a mom and kid stuff and just other random stuff. We had to look them up. They were, or still are, I don't know, comedy writers. And it's clear because it's hilarious. All right. Anyway, that's my side thing for today that's been on my mind just because I don't know, I'm recently obsessed with them. So, all right, I got this side here. I'm at the point again. So let's do that point. But I think I'm going to do this little trimming too before we get it, because once I get going around this arch, I want to be able to keep going. So I'm going to cut into here. Again, this is going to be the tricky one again, so let's see if we can do it. It's tricky just because it's like an acute angle. There's a lot less seam allowance to play with, and this is where it was getting a little bit frayed on the edge on the last one. So we'll see what it's like here. Okay, let's flip this corner around. Actually, I'm gonna stitch into this point one more time. Get a nice good point. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can flip this around. Let's do the swoopy thing. Yeah, I think these have to flip this way though. Grab the end there. Come on, little guy. It's so small. Like, I feel like my fingers are too huge. Actually, you know what? I feel like my thumbnail is too long, which is just kind of weird. It's kind of like blocking my sight a little bit. just odd. Okay, well, let's give this a try now. We'll do little stitches. I'm Mom So Hard, yeah. It's hilarious. I think it's so funny. They're all really funny. They had a Game of Thrones one that I watched today too. Alright, getting around this point. Definitely take your time around these corner sort of things. Oh, actually, this is a whole take your time in general, just to really get your curves going. And I think we're getting a little bit better on the curves. Still not great at the swooping. think it's going a little faster though. Getting used to it. I'm going to get rid of this basting stitch. Don't need that. Have you tried the back basting? Oh, the one that sends... Oh, no, I haven't. What is that? Is that where back basting? No, I have no idea what that is. Basting from the back? I'll have to look it up. Come on, little piece. So with these small pieces, I'm sure that that technique... Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. I'll look it up. There we go. There, I got it swooped. That's looking good. Alright, so I'm going to do a few more stitches, shorter stitches, as I approach this corner this time. I'll do one more. There, just trying to grab that folded edge without unfolding it. Okay, now I'm going to just come up through that point again, and not through the back fabric. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to go underneath. Ah, well. Let's try and swoop this now. There we go. All right, I think that's not half bad. I'm going to just go around the fabric again, just to kind of scrunch in that corner. Yeah, and I think we're good. Now we can just go up our strip again. I don't know, that seemed to work better this time. It's got a little bit in there yet, but just swoop it under. Yeah, I think these little stitches right at that point were helpful. All right, that's not half bad, except for that I forgot to put the thread underneath, like through the whole fabric again, and I just jumped over, so I have a little top stitch here again. I made that mistake earlier over here, but that's it. The shape of it, though, I think is looking better, and the points, the inner points, looking a little bit better. So one screw up in and one improvement, so that's good. So the next one should be even better, right? Luckily, there's a whole pile of these to practice on. Not sold on the points. All right, let's hold this there. All right, I feel like I need to hold the fabric more. There we go. Oh. Alright, so I'm up at the top, and I'm gonna just jump to the other side. Sounds good! Oh, thanks so much, Suzanne, that's nice. Alright, so let's, I'm just gonna do the other side. We're cruising right along. I think we'll be able to finish this other side and finish 2 full ones. And I think that'll be cute. It's looking fun. All right, so before I get too far again, I'm gonna just trim these basting stitches a lot shorter. And I'm gonna snip into this tiny corner here. So this is one of those sharp corners again, like this one. So let's see if we can get a little bit better this time. I think we're trying it, the trick is, I'm trying to improve each time, so I'm trying to do that by, first of all, getting more comfortable with just holding the fabric and stitching, but then also like, okay, well, I had big stitches last time, maybe that didn't work, so let's try small stitches, and just doing like running little experiments like that, So this time, I'm just going to focus on the small stitches again, because I think the small stitches worked, and I'm just going to try not to make that mistake that I keep making of not stitching through all the fabric and just jumping over, so I got that weird stitch on top. And I'm also trying to stay straight this time, because on that last one, I arced it way up over, kind of funny, and this one I'm just trying to stay straighter, and it looks straighter already. All right, so now as I approach here, I'm gonna make my stitches just a little smaller. I think after this one, I'll get a little smaller. I also clipped even closer to the point, like just a thread or two, or not even, like just like a thread away from that point, just so once I get there, I can really get a good point. All right, so now I'm coming up just outside of this fold and then just trying to push on that fold before grabbing it, just to keep it tucked under. All right, that's looking good so far. Let's see if I can continue at the point here now. All right, so here's where I kept making that mistake. So this time I'm going down into the fabric again and then coming up at that point. All right, so let's do that swoop. I suppose I don't need to do the swoop yet. I just need to get this point again. So this time I'm not going through the back fabric and just coming back up through the front fabric by itself, giving a little pull to get that point. It's looking decent. And now let's do the swoop. Trying to get this going well. Back up the other side. Really pushing that point to try and get that all nice. I think we're good. So I'm going to come up pretty quickly. Actually, I'm going to go all the way down and then come up. Oops, I'm losing it here. There we go, let's swoop back in. I just want to make sure it's tucked in enough there, so I make sure to get that little seam allowance. Can you say anything about the fabric I'm designing? Not really. I sent it in, and so it's pretty much done. The manufacturer sent back feedback, and I'll be working on it a couple more days just to do some changes. So that's kind of interesting, though. Like they printed it all out to size, and the company I work with, and then decided that maybe some of my prints were a hair big compared to other prints, so I need to shrink those down a little. And they wanted to try a different color here and there, so I'm going to make those changes. And after that, once they approve it again, then I will print out all my color printouts so they and the factory can use it for referencing what it'll eventually look like on fabric, the colors. I do paper printouts that they check color too. So that's where I am on that. And the other collection I think should be coming in yeah, so that's the one that I just finished won't be in stores till next summer. And that's actually when I get paid on it, is when it starts going into stores. So I did this whole collection, like I've been working on it for weeks, and I don't make any money on it until next year, and it's a big question mark. You know, that's only if it sells. You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, an interesting tidbit that not a lot of people realize. And so the Safari collection is coming out, I think, November-ish, maybe a little bit earlier. I'm not quite positive yet. October, November. Yeah, it's a long time. So that one I haven't gotten anything for that yet either, because that hasn't shipped yet. So I have two collections out there that are still not in stores that I basically have made no money on at all. So I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing, and you know, just to keep going with it, and you know, and sometimes they don't print the collections that I make either. So that's a bunch of work that nothing happens from it. So I don't know. It's a weird industry a little bit. In theory, I have all that artwork if I want to try and, you know, get it on other things besides fabric, but I haven't pursued that too much yet. I'd like to. It'd be fun if there was on like little notebooks and cards and that sort of thing. I know you mentioned we can ask stores to carry the fabric. Who do we talk to? Yeah, I would talk to whoever's there, like, just ask them if they're expecting to get it, and tell them that you'd like some, if, you know, that they should order it, basically. Like, you know, stores don't know what to get unless you tell them, basically. Otherwise, they're just kind of guessing. So, I mean, if someone tells them what they want specifically to buy, then they'll be like, oh, someone wants that, I should put that in my store. So you just have to, in theory, you know, the store manager or owner, but whoever's there should be able to relay, you know, it depends how good their staff is and customer service and all that. But in theory, they should be able to relay the message. All right, so I'm at the point here again. I'm just gonna add one more little stitch in there so I can keep this point nice and sharp. Oops, I just stabbed myself. Okay. So I think we're improving. I still got some pretty big looking stitches in the corner there, but I think we're improving. We're getting there on these sharp points. All right, I'm gonna pull this guy out. I don't think we need him anymore. The basting stitch. And we will work our way around here and then I think call it a night. This will take a little while yet though. Then it's Thursday, new block day tomorrow. All right, there, kind of got that point going. I know I'll probably have to get the sewing machine out again. It's kind of been nice the past few days not to have to take out the sewing machine. I don't have to have the cutting board here. All I gotta do is take out my little piece of fabric and thread here. It's kind of refreshing. Those projects are nice to have around where you don't need hardly anything and you can still make something. All right. A lot of fabric stuck in this little point here, but I think that's okay. There, we're on the home stretch now. We're past that really tight inner point. Now we just have this other one, although I haven't snipped it yet. So let's just, since I've tucked this under already, let's just try and get this stitch in, and then I'll clip that point. I think I'm gonna have just enough thread left for this too. All right, so let's snip in there. Again, just right to that point, just so like there's only a thread or so there. Okay. Oh, that means I have to fold laundry if the laundry's done. That's not fun. That swoop that I just did was really good. I think it's because I started way back farther, and then I could kind of control the shape of it as I went a little bit. So that's kind of nice. Oh, you're doing the laundry too. It just keeps coming. That laundry. There we go. That was a good swoop. Laundry and dishes I hate. Like it's just it's the wetness and the goo-ness of dishes that I just don't like. Like I don't like putting my hand in wet food goo. Oh, bathrooms. Yeah. Husband's in charge of the bathrooms. Ugh. I do the dishes and the cook breakfast and do laundry and stuff. He can do the bathroom. Yeah, same here. I don't like that either. Alright, so we are at this point. We've swooped it under. I think we're pretty good for this point. I'm just going to come right up at that point and do it normally. I think we got a little bit of a hang of it now. Swoop this guy under. There we go. That's pretty good. I am going to go twice through this point, though, I think. All right. And this is already swooped under, right? It's in the perfect spot, so let's just get those all down. I think this might be the best corner we did so far. Oh, this is one of the easy corners. It wasn't one of those difficult, super inner corners. All right, let's do, I think, one more stitch, and we will just wrap it around there a couple times and tie it off and see what we got. You know what? We talked about that daily painting or paint daily book. I forget the title of it. I just remember that I didn't. Ooh, look, I got some weird loops here. But I just remember that I didn't put that in the link on yesterday's video, so I'll throw it on today's. So I got a little knot on the back here because I didn't pull it over all the way. So I think I'm just going to grab these loops to kind of hold them in place. Yes, slow stitching is rewarding. It just is really calming, and I don't know, it just feels good. It kind of feels good just to move my hands so slow instead of just trying to be quick. You know, like with knitting and crochet, you know, the fingers are a whole lot quicker, but this is just nice and chill and slow too. All right, let's tie this knot and we'll be done. We'll check it out. All right. Swoop. Let's throw it in there. Okay. So there we are. I think we're improving. I mean, you can tell looking this far away, like this is just all wonked out and the corners are kind of weird, but look, this is actually looks like the shape it's supposed to be. We're getting better, and the next two will be even better. Actually, the next one might be not so good because we'll be picking it up after not doing it for a while again, but Number 4, that's gonna be the best one, right? So here, let's just check it out. This is gonna be there. And this is all I've got cut out. These other 2 pieces and this guy. I don't have any of these extra little flower bits cut out yet because I figured we're not going to get to those anyway. Let's just do this and get going. So there we are. It's looking cute. So these will be all tucked under and stuff too. Cute. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. And, you know, new block tomorrow. It looks kind of like a reindeer. Watch a YouTube video, yeah, for the needle turn. Yeah, I'll have to do that for sure. All right, guys, I will flip you around and we'll call it an evening. There, hello. Here we are. It does look like a little reindeer. I think those are like little antlers there. So we got a long way to go on this block yet, but I think it's looking pretty cute. I mean, it really is fun doing this little needle turn thing. I'm liking it. I could, like I said, I think I could do a whole big giant project like this and just have it around and just stitch and when I travel and all that. The nice thing is I don't need anything. You just have the fabric's all prepped. Like I would have it all basted down already and all I would need to bring is a spool of thread and a needle and then my piece. So I think I don't know, it's getting more and more attractive as I work on it and talk about it. So we'll have to come up with a project, a needle turn, big old needle turn project. So all right, this will go up on YouTube right now. It'll be at Penguin and Fish Movies, and I'll also get the number 2 video up of the Splendid Sampler where I needle turn the heart for block number 1. I'll get that up tonight too. So thanks again, guys, for being here. I sure do appreciate it. New block day tomorrow. So I'll see you here for that. Have a nice evening. Thanks again for coming, guys. Good night.